over 170 as you don't mention earlier on, say they work at this particular center. And for long term now, different people only call on government for sales and global address the challenges of the youth in the good school, more especially in the area of youth unemployment. You think say this project they will for address this somehow address the issue of unemployment?
Yeah, and we do remember the time when they call this around the world, what they call their black street. There have been no go area, but because of this car wash now, way government can put here, it can't transform the youth their mindset because most of them now then they work at the car wash at the end of the month and they pay each of them.
After the Black Street Car Wash Center, one Panentine Center there where the democracy same also visit. Now the Regent Car Wash. Outside the democracy, come for assess how young people in the carry on which they work at this center and who's change. This center don't make now the young people are alive. And with me now, I get the chairman for this center, Prince Thomas.
A good initiative the minister came up with for youth man for making a way for survive their life. And as you say right now, the family they look down on some of we youth man and then begin to be responsible now because life change for man. At least at the end of the month, man, they realize something where they able to do better for their family. I got over 60 to 70 youths man already under me now.
So look at chats, the agreement between and the ministry. What's that this agreement one have been get?
Well, the agreement between you and the ministry is like for the give out of the 100% to the make for the business, for the give 10% to government.
So apart from the lights challenge, what do you think say again are some of the challenge they are more at the first and the car wash center?
Well, the lights are one a big challenge and they will face. Then to the water don't disturb us, so this will mean that tank within on the back side and we don't collapse.
From the Regent's Car Wash Center, now I don't know the car wash and I grabbed in this. Beside me, I get a white young boy walking out and we're going to do this to Pam.
I mean, I go by Kabia and call me Jumbo. But the facility there, thank God for the government with the use of ministry, which they don't do for it. All right, so I don't build the building or very more constraints than but who for we. Do the tank rent now, what's on day. Don't see any machine, they good problem. Now I build the bill at for the complete what they say they do for we. I bet setting for we the youth fair.
What do you do for now?
For build for barber shop, sell the patch tire, then you can't see. Anti-neighbor carry state-neighbor get like SF.
So what are the complaints rates for people and for car wash the motka now? I can get customers frequently?
No, not can get. President can Scott motka because we won't party there. Okay, go meet them attack. So the big then they are so now the tank and said the bouncer they carry people for the car water then go lights.
After the Underbridge Center, my next point of visit have been the Wellington Car Wash. Also have been so talk to its man them where they working at this place. But what they make up of the car wash project?
Well, me na Mohamed Kouma. Me assessment, I just give a good thanks to government. Really, for taking life up to the entire. Now we get back account. Me hardest challenge, the water and me light.
So in other words, now light and water are the key problem we face now.
I mean, best constraint what they undergo.
Apart from that, the low water now working tools them. Each efficient, they enough for
clean.
Or do now.
A complete machine also. You okay, then they work confirm everything okay with them. But water, then they work with jet wash.
What do you recommend to government for the area of challenges?
The challenges, the minister need for do more. I know say Idiona, let help other youths them. Within the other side with the government, let us see to them.
With then different 5 car wash center them here. Where the democracy they decide for do this store today. As soon as self video you from the man them where they work at them different center them here. Some of the challenge them and success stories they where they go to from Wellington at the eastern part of Freetown. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me, Nachelno Jallo, they report.
All right, the program Good Morning Salon they continue and they come over to the Commissioner and the National Youth Commission go look at us. So they continue for look at issues we get for do with young people because today na International Youth Day. And one outstanding challenge we on this salon for long term gets for do with youth unemployment, where plenty young people even graduate them, they go university and colleges them come out, by the end of the day can get challenged for get work. So now Mr. Carter, inside the past 2 years, waiting you go see now the percentage of young people where don't get employed under the different programs them we don't talk about earlier.
it will be useful for Mecca talk about a series of them projects here that we're going for capture.
No, the one and first we don't pass.
Some of them they up to about, especially in rural communities, the different employment processes than they self-employment issues and they not to all time we will expect say everybody go there in blue collar jobs, but part of also waiting the commission they do. I mean with ministries, departments, and agencies. Now that any side opportunity there for many young people get employed, we go make some level of engagement in various processes. But from them projects there, what will they do? What will they talk about? For example, in agribusiness, in the agri entrepreneurship programs, and right now they talk about 2,000-3,000 young people getting through them process in the past 2 years. The wild number of young people engage in small businesses with various partners and all the hope. For example, IOM, we just don't done interviews and assessments of small businesses where young people and they do. The people that we apply have been very close to about 800. How many will we need? We need about 300. We don't do that in the for Usa and for Kono, Kailan, Bo, and Western area. So then one day, then go support them and then some go continue the small business. Also in the car wash area, I mean, a magnitude of young people. I will tell you, say over 1,000 young people, and especially lumping youths, ghetto young people. I mean, with the young people on the edge. Then SSF don't benefit. I mean, you hear the conversation from one of the young people around the car wash. He say around certain communities now being area that will be being a serious security risk. Today, people that they go sit down there and relax and feel say nothing will happen. We already see some of them processes and they. So we can't now just with then one day say we don't do hundreds of thousands of young people. But I can tell you say between the tune of about 15,000 young people at various community engagements don't begin live their own life then based on the supports and what they don't get from that kind of process there.
So if we look at the theme for this year International Youth Day, when our youth engagement for global action, how some of them their efforts here from the Youth Commission and the Ministry of Youth together with our partner and government support the help for the youth engagement come together for global action. How then they contribute to this?
So first of all, this year team resonates a lot around the things that what they do. Of course, this morning I already interview from the executive director of CCYA, where they call for more youth participation in the review of the national youth policy. A call like that, they resonate with this year in team. The whole idea about this year in team, now for let we create opportunity for young people at the local, national and global level for enriched national and multinational institutions and processes. So first of all, the whole idea of the setting up of the youth councils at zonal, chiefdom, and district level speak to some of them processes there because now opportunities and for many young people themselves engage and do their own elections and that kind of process. Today, I will tell you, say, the ministry don't begin lead on the process of the validation, regional validation of the national youth policy. So today, then they are both celebrating the National Youth Day, but also moving the validation of the national youth policy forward. Next tomorrow, then go to Kenema. The other day, then go to McKinney, and then they go return to Freetown. All these now opportunities for bringing young people into the engagement. Policy na direction and also processes. Waiting will be more critical after the engagement around the policy development. Now the blueprint for development for action. I mean, we go mean say after the policy, we'll therefore now come back and develop an action plan. We go speak to the implementation of the policy, and that one day back require a lot of engagements of young people. In 2012, 2013, in the past government, the National Youth Development Plan been developed. Now a well-written document. So even when we review the youth policy right now, a lot of waiting there at the National Youth Development Plan, even though it don't pass now up to 2028, they still resonate to a lot of the development processes they want. For example, skills development for employability, TVET, the issue of engagement in businesses, the opportunity for young people in transformational leadership processes. All them one and they get the opportunity for move forward. So after then consultations they are done, we will come back at the technical level for look at them. And it not means say, even with the validation, it will unlock door for example, the issues that with other young people and they do across the country in terms of adding value to the policy. Room then go there for level review and all them processes. So yes, today's theme for the International Youth Day gets a lot for showcase, say, in Sierra Leone, the opportunity there for many young people themselves engage. Both at local level, in the DYC, in the district councils, but also in the community development processes, we ensure, say, young people and voices and the participation coincide.
Okay, as my colleague rightly mentioned earlier, employment is one of the issues where they talk about youth issues na salo we need left behind. And Suleiman Eskaman on Facebook say he agree with you, but government need for create the playing field for private sectors for helping the employment areas them. In una programs and una the roll out, how involved the private sectors they for help in this direction?
So you don't bring me come back to speak about some of the issues, and because then you will see the nexus between youth engagement and the private sector. First of all, the private sector engagements and now critical issues them for youth development. What to do? Because government's not able to produce the level of jobs where you equate the level of unemployment of young people. So now private sector revamping engagements, improvements. Now Ingo do that. How done did it happen? A series of projects and they where private sector sit down inside. You know, say but also the engagement with the Sierra Leone local content agency also critical to this. Like you one. So the youth entrepreneurship and employment project with the African Development Bank they support. I mean, gets a lot of private sector engagements. We already done a PPP, a public private partnership framework around entrepreneurship for young people, and a lot of conversation we don't open with the private sector. Also, the agriculture, the agribusiness and rice value chain support project. This back now an African Development Bank project within the Ministry of Agriculture. Part of the interest in this project now for support private sector engagement. Why is the core of this project here now for build sustainable input production through research and development processes? It gets what you call enabling youth in agribusiness. We're going to be at a center of excellence with a youth platform. Okay. So it will look like the kind center Songhai model. I mean, we don't go center Songhai, we don't see the agriculture model we build now for support young people for become business people. So that one day, money is already there for now. The first steering committee meeting don't take place. Mr. Seven, a member of the steering committee, we don't sit down without approval. The support will go to Njala University College, and then they will engage long time. Okay. The other one, I just talk about them very quickly because it's important for how we engage with private sector as well. So the Sierra Leone Skills Development Project, we're one of the largest projects there. So you see the face marks where they say SDF, now the brand. So that project there, now about $20 million, 16 million of that money they in a skills development fund. Today we can't talk about it and say, would they plan? Planning done around that. The first expression of interest don't come out almost 1 month ago. Over 300 organizations, both NGOs, civil society, business organizations that apply for. But what's in the project all day about? It's about demand skill development programs and linking them up with businesses. Right. So the whole idea is about training young people and providing jobs for them. And that project, they will hope say go give up to about 10,000 jobs to young people in the business sector. Already, 121 organizations, both private sector business organizations, and also technical vocational education training centers, including all the government technical institutes then across the country, including Obasanjo, will get support from that funding for tool them, review the curriculum them, develop a stronger instructors than they, and support the training of young people for job creation.
Okay.
So that they also now one of the biggest platform right now, we go support a lot of young people across the country across the country project.
Okay, continue for the with me. The program go look at how they come back to the program na Good Morning Salon.
We look at that issue quickly as we forgive the customer them better service. The Salon Commercial Bank, Gopuna do the bank, then bank to Orange Money Wallet for make people able to get access to the money easy one. Edward Kamana, head of product and research now the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. He explain more about this product inside this interview with Usman Kamara.
This product na a product we team up with Orange, wherein it allow you for move money from your account to your Orange Money. So we call them bank to Orange Money product. The bank do this mainly, like I say, now for we customers. Follow we get to customers are satisfied.
So as you see, possible pull money from your account to your wallet and from your wallet to the account. Firstly, let the public know how this process get for work.
Fine. First, you get for be a registered Orange Money subscriber. Then again, you get for get an account with Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. So that they qualify you for we able link your account and your Orange Money. When you come to the bank, you go fill a form. You fill a form, you sign up for you give it the authority say yes on a link my account. Then we can ask you for dial the Orange short code when #144# and select 6 bank. The list of bank you go see Sierra Leone Commercial Bank number 3. We select Sierra Leone Commercial Bank and put your PIN. Immediately Orange go send a code to you. Now that code there you they give in at the bank where we go use for link your account.
So in all of this, bank not they do thing for loss or either people are way they do business. So within like the charges we una get for request from people we get for to do then different transactions. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like from the bank side, the charges na 1.5% of the amount we transfer. If you look at this, you go see say it way cheaper than the transport way somebody they pay for common and use for cam. For example, for 1 million, 1.5% of 15,000. If you look somebody where they all the way God reach and then they come na tongue for can do transaction, it is spend per Sunday. So we as a bank look at the cost again for our customers and try for take off the burden from there again for they run all the way for left you busy schedule for Kamna Bank. But now you can able transfer money from your account to your Orange Money at any time. It give you the ease and it make sure say you do it at your comfort. You know, go the members a bank they can lock run for can go na bank here for run and get for can take transport so to the reach a bank and then thing and all. Now even a net safe you can now move money from your account and to your wallet.
So even ATM card them then get specific number we now that maybe 3 million now they exceed where you go take. So for this particular product, you get any specific amount?
Yes, we get transaction limits per day. For a day we allow 15 million. A day. After that, 15 million, you're not able to do transaction again. So per day, now 15 million.
Okay. So what about the effectiveness? Because most of most them like you say system they don't. So how una do ensure say people get access day and net to the service we una don't pull na do today?
Yes, we na Sierra Leone Commercial Bank we can take with time for pull products, but we pull everybody can attest to the fact say in all of our products we know one day get thing where they can say breaking transmission, this day down, system day down. We know one day get them. Over the years, like I introduced, we don't introduce a lot of digital products. We're the best in the market right now. We get to Mion Teller platform, we're a mobile teller. It on day over for 3 years now. One day people are not complaining about them. So we always take with time for do something because we do a research. We try for know what we customer they want, what they go through with the current system and try for modify them. So what we do as a super-minded bank now for team up with the telecommunication networks them we get network everywhere, they get agents everywhere scattered around the country. So if you are Sierra Leone commercial bank customer, then a kind now, you go just move your funds from your account to your Orange Money and cash them to any agent. That's don't reduce the cost of transportation for you.
Well, that's Edward Kamara, the head of product research na the Salone Commercial Bank. They talk to Usman Kamara for second and products where they don't pull for them customer them. The program Good Morning Salone, they continue with a quick look at few messages where people send. This very first one say, "Good morning Radio Democracy. I'm not seeing nothing for celebrate about youth business and this part of the world because we have been misused and abused. Mind you, the youth is about 60% of this country. I hope this day will be a wake-up call."
This one from me, they say, what about the disabled youth? What are they enjoying?
All right, well, because of time, the final one go look at this other message, say, how involved are the young people in the policy that the ministry and their partners are working on now?
It's okay. This one say, as we are celebrating this day, the ministry should try to put together new youth policy that will address the alarming rate of unemployment. That now the text message them we get for now, or they take for now because of time. We come to the commissioner for respond to them quickly.
Statements, and then one and then another they try for address. They can't be done just overnight. They require the building of blocks and foundation, and then now they do. I don't speak about a series of engagements. One of the very strong platforms, like what I say, we now the Sierra Leone Skills Development Project. That fund they try for build relationship between trainers and employers. So a part of the bulk of that money they go to businesses. How businesses then go open up and support the employment of young people. But also another part of how they look at demand-led. So now we could say demand-led. What do you mean? It means say we want to approach private sector for say yes. For example, and a set of private sector they around this project are agriculture, communication, mines, transportation. So a set of issues, a set of private sector the way they are around this. So now for me, we get a clear conversation about what are the relevant skills we required in the sector. For example, one number we don't call them, I talk and quick. The issue of industrial welding. Now critical problem now in Sierra Leone. Pass sugar for poor people out of Sierra Leone, Guinea, Ivory Coast, and Sierra Leone for come. So down in one of the issues, and then you go see say the GTIs and other institutions, like for example the Obasanjo skills acquisition, one for follow through it, so that we will begin train that kind of set of people in Aya so that we reduce importing, because anytime we bring skilled person out of the country, it's very expensive. So important for them, and then the back an important issue for the private sector, because then they want to make profits out of them business. So you're not going to always go out to do that. So a lot of engagements in between now and the end. We don't see projects that we say a bill into. For we the commission, we say don't apply for this grant here. For change the Obasanjo skills acquisition. What we don't do not to the best for the young people, but what we want to do now, we want for transform them into an innovation and tech hub, and look at real creative issues where young people want for them. For example, cinematography. I mean, that in one whole issue where young people get interesting. And the issue of photography, now issue where young people get interesting. The issue of computer coding and decoding, solar panel mechanics. So all that one are important issues that we think say we need for bring come to the country in a much more comprehensive way for training young people and then for give them businesses on their own.
In all this way you mentioned, somebody they ask what in the disabled youth then they enjoy from then facilities that we did call.
Well, with programs and I mean we try to make them inclusive. When you look at development and program development, then self no one first. They're not like standalone processes. They want to be part of the process. So in many of the areas that we would ensure say, we capture. For trunk road construction, and maybe Bambai Tuma for also for the Lunge Bridge construction. So a lot of capacities and they will give, young people and for make themselves able for form small business groups and benefit out of opportunities and who they within the communities.
All right, so the wrap of the program now, NTD International Youth Day, you now the Commissioner of the National Youth Commission, whose assurance you go left with young people, them, especially the one them will not begin benefited from the support them where you just be don't talk, but assuring them that one day themselves go able for tap into some of the opportunities here after the wrap up.
The youth sector believe in the young people and their interests, and in the near future, for example, for the commission, by the end of this month, we will begin what we call youth vulnerability assessments and consultations, district level engagements. We'd already choose 6 districts across the regional divides. So Karine, Falaba, Bond, Kenima, and Western Rural will be the first set of districts that will begin real youth-led consultations. Why? Because the midterm development plan also they speak about their kind of thing. They don't go into communities and don't speak about what they want to see happen. So we believe say young people their minds that opportunities and they make themselves build that strong resilience for respond to some of them process they are in their communities. You know what, sit down behind us, you expect say them go fend you. You need to be proactive enough for making yourself move towards that day. Reduce violence, reduce fake news, create the opportunity for engagement in the community, but also the commission, the ministry, open for engagements across the country.
All right, many thanks to the general program this morning. Golokata, Commissioner of the National Youth Commission, we want to say happy celebration to all young people in Salona State International Youth Day. Now, this edition of the program, Good Morning Salongo Lefuna, plenty thank you to the production team. Michael Sambola and Alex Lawrence Kroma produced the program. DJ Amargi with technical support. Moses Kavra Mekona Swina Facebook. So till we meet again, Nebel Kabadi, so get yourself a wonderful day. But don't forget at 12 special Osiwa sponsored program on Corona go get for come up today. So till we meet again, goodbye.
And Musa Kamara, bye bye.